Sequoia's managing partner, Pat Grady, dismantled the future into 4 sharp, almost unsettled statements in its 2026 annual AI conference. By the end of this video, you will see they are the most practical inspiration you will get so far. And in this video, I will explain why I agree with the bold claim AGI is already here, and which framework you and your team can use to build your next AI application more durable and profitable in 2026. If you are a founder or you are building an AI products right now, this is the video for you. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Celine Xu. I help business professionals and organizations make smart decisions about AI and AI adoption so technology creates real value and instead of risk. Let's dive in. Section number 1. Let me dismantle the future into 4 sharp statements. Each one on its own is interesting. Together, they say something much bigger. Statement number 1. Intelligence will become as cheap as aluminum. Aluminum was once more expensive than gold. Generally, then electrolysis arrives, and it becomes the material of pots, window frames, and soda cans. Something so cheap we can throw it away after one use. For decades, doctoral level knowledge, legal judgment, medicine analysis, and engineering reasoning each require roughly a decade of human training to produce. With AI, these cognitive capabilities are about to be mass-produced like industry goods. What you once purchased was a person's time. What you will purchase next is tokens. If you build a product right now whose value proposition is essentially, we have a smart person who can do this for you. Sit with that for a second. Aluminum analogy isn't warning about job loss. It's pricing signal. Whatever cognitive work you're selling today at expert rate, someone is working out how to sell it at commodity rate thanks of the AI. So plan accordingly. Statement 2. Machine will design things human cannot understand. Architecture, microchips, aircraft, antennas, all of this have historically been constrained by human intuition. We design things that look sensible to us. Once AI take over design, the result structure may look like alien skeleton, ugly, strange, antithetic foreign, but extraordinarily efficient. NASA actually did this years ago. Use generative algorithm to create a tenant design that resembled insect larvae. Not because anyone wants it looks that way. The point was never beauty. It was performance. For builders, this is the permission slip. Stop optimizing your product or your architecture for what looks intuitively right to you or to human. If the AI-generated version is uglier but measurably better, ship the ugly version. Statement 3. AI will give birth to a new science. Training large language model today resemble the early era of steam engines. Engineers continuously tweaking parameters and adjusting pressure without fully understand the underlying mechanisms. It worked long before anyone could explain precisely why. In time, a discipline analog to thermodynamics will emerge. One that properly explains of neural networks, emergent intelligence, and inner working of large model or context engineering will also come. We are quite literally pre-science of those right now, but they become new science subject pretty soon. The practical takeaway for founders: don't wait for full theoretical understanding before you build. Nobody fully understands thermodynamics when the steam engine were already powering factory and ships. Leverage them first, try out and learn. The empirical era comes first. You're living in it. Statement 4. The more rational machine become, the more human must return to emotion. When the camera appears, the moat for photorealistic painting collapsed overnight. The painter could no longer compete with the photograph on pure realism. Yet, humanity did not abandon art. It pivoted towards impression, cubism, abstract expression. Art moved to where the camera couldn't follow. If AI observes the bulk of rational computation, the most valuable human quality may not be the ability to calculate faster. They may be the emotional, aesthetic, trust, relationship, and the sense of meaning. For everyone building a product, this is direct product design instruction. The part of your product that will return durable value and the part that requires trust, taste, and a human judgment, not the part purely computational. Taken together, these 4 statements amount to a single sentence. AI is not here to save you a little time. It is here to revalue what it means to be a human. Section 2. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, is here. Why I agree with this bold claim, AGI is here, is AI has crossed a quantitative threshold from being a productivity tool to become a workforce. Not because they satisfy a philosophical definition, but because they can independently execute and complete economically valuable work alone. Long-horizon autonomous agents represent the first commercially meaningful form of AGI, start to finish, without a human carrying every step. 3 observations sit underneath this claim. First, AI is the largest technology wave in the history because it's attacked both software market and service market simultaneously. 2. AI is a computation revolution, not merely a communication revolution. The internet changed how information moves. It's a communication revolution. But AI changed what can be computed and decided, a much deeper layer. 3. Autonomous agents are transforming AI from a tool that assists work into a system that performs the work. Assists versus performance. That's an entire shift. Section 3. Think about AI development as 3 compounding layers and where you are building or where your customers are operating. On these 3 layers determines almost everything about your economics. The layer 1 is fundamental knowledge, acquired through pre-training. The layer 2 is reasoning capability, enhanced by inference time computation, the leap we saw within the O1 and O3 style models. Layer 3 is iteration capability, the capability that long-horizon agents develops, fails, self-correct, and push to completion autonomously. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most enterprise developments are operating comfortably in the layer 1. Some have reached the layer 2. Almost none have architectured for layer 3. And the layer 3 is where economics completely change. Let me make it concrete. A layer 1 AI helps a logistic analyst model faster. A layer 3 AI autonomously manages a replenishment workflow end-to-end, flags exceptions for human review, learns from each resolution, and continuously improves its own error rate. One requires a skilled analyst with an AI assistant. The other requires a workflow architecture and an occasionally exception handler. Those are fundamental different cost structures, fundamentally different headcount plans, and fundamentally different products to sell. If you are building in this space, the question to ask yourself constantly is, am I building a layer 1 assistant or am I architecting for a layer 3 autonomy? Most of the market is still building assistants. The bigger prize is on the other side. Section 4. The MAD framework. So if you are a founder or part of team building in AI, here is a single framework you can take away from this video holding on to. It's called MAD, Moats, Affordance, and Diffusion. M for Moats. Do not build your competitive advantage on a model capability. Model capability will commoditize rapidly. What feels like a moat today is a future in someone else's foundational model released next quarter. Build around customer flows, data feedback loops, distribution channels, and accountability for outcomes. Those compound. Raw model access does not. A for affordance. No matter how powerful the tool, if customer cannot figure out how to use it, it becomes a demo. AI products must be as intuitive as a hammer. Users should pick it up and know immediately where to strike, not spend an hour learning prompt engineering. If your onboarding flow requests a tutorial for hours on how to talk to a product, that's not a documentation problem. It's a design failure. D for diffusion. Model capabilities is evolving far faster than enterprise can observe it. The gap is the application layer opportunity. Enterprise are not unwilling to adopt AI. They do not know how to operationalize it, how to redesign the workflow for it, how to assess risk, and how to train staff and move from pilot to production to gain the monetary value. And whoever helps enterprise cross that gets paid. Let me bring this together. Intelligence is becoming as cheap as aluminum. So don't price your product like it still requires scarce expert time. Machines will redesign the things you find ugly, but that outperforms anything you would design yourself. So let go of the instinct to optimize for what looks intuitive right. You're in the pre-science era for AI, so build empirically. Don't wait for full understanding. And as machine gets more rational, double down on the parts of your product that depend on trust, emotion, and human judgment. Those are the parts that won't easily get commoditized. On top of that, AGI, artificial general intelligence, in commercial sense that actually matters to your business is already here. It looks like autonomous agents that performs work rather than assist with it. Who can build a system or create architecture that support AI iteration capability will have greater opportunities. And don't bet your moat on model. Bet it on workflow, the data loop, and the trust you build with customer. Make the product so intuitively it needs no manual, and go solve the diffusion problem. Because the gap between what models can do and what enterprise know how to use it is the single biggest opportunity in the entire industry. AI is not here to save your little time. It is here to revalue what it means to a human and revalue what it means to build a company. If this gives you a sharper lens on where to focus on your roadmap this year, like the video and share it with your co-founder or your product lead. Subscribe for more. And if you want a deeper dive into a real 3-layer agent architecture looks like in practice, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.